India's tri-services contingent of around 200 personnel are going to take part in a multilateral Kavkaz 2020 exercise in southern Russia in September, along with troops of China and Pakistan and several other countries. Kavkaz 2020 will take place on 15th to 26th of September at Dongus training ranges in Russia's Orenburg. Reports say that the Indian contingent might include 160 personnel from the army, along with 40 troops of the Indian Air Force and 2 naval officers for the observers there. The exercise is being held in Astrakhan province of southern Russia, where member countries of Shanghai Cooperation Organization and Central Asian countries would be participating. Notably, India had earlier participated in this exercise with both China and Pakistan as a part of it. Along with these 4 countries, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Mongolia, Syria, Iran, Egypt, Belarus, Turkey, Armenia, Abkhazia, South Ossetia, Azerbaijan and Turkmenistan are all set to take part in this particular Kavkaz 2020 important bilateral military exercises. To get in detail with this particular most important information and various other considerable defense inputs, let us begin with today's defense updates of 28th of August 2020. SSB Crack Exams is India's largest, most preferred online defense exams preparation portal. We are one-stop solution for you if you are preparing for various defense examinations. I highly recommend you to download our Android app from Google Play Store so that you can have all sort of important defense related lecture content, study material and lot of important sample practice questions and quizzes in your hands. Beginning with the question of the day that I have posted on 27th of August 2020, that is yesterday, and the question that I asked was, which Indian naval landing craft utility ship has a seahorse in its crest? The question was, which Indian naval landing craft utility ship has a seahorse in its crest? And the correct answer is that all of the landing craft utility ships of Indian Navy have seahorse in their crest. Please remember, whatever landing craft utility ship it is, all LCU ships have a seahorse in their crest. This is very important point that we have to always remember. Okay. Now, what is a landing craft utility? A landing craft utility is a type of boat used by amphibious forces. That means this particular forces are those forces that can even conduct the battle on both ground and also on the sea also. Okay, so those sort of forces are known as amphibious forces. So LCUs are very important boat for these amphibious forces to transport equipment and troops to the shore. They are capable of transporting tracked or wheeled vehicles and troops from amphibious assault ships to beachheads or piers. Okay, that is it regarding the question of the day for yesterday. Now let us begin with the important defense updates. We have very important defense updates for today. So the first and foremost important defense information is that government is working on giving shape to the new Air Defense Command as said by October, as said by the sources. So this is regarding a new Air Defense Command is going to be set up by October as said by the sources. Okay, a very high level committee was appointed earlier regarding this particular important decision, and this was an initiative as a part of the Chief of Defense Staff General Bipin Rawat's mandate to redesign all existing military commands to help them effectively deal with all future security challenges. So having a new Air Defense Command will also improve the important operational capability of our Indian Armed Forces. Also, to get in detail, that it is learned that the Air Defense Command is likely to be based in an area under Indian Air Forces Delhi headquartered Western Command or its Central Command, which is headquartered in Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. Okay, so it might come under the Central Command or it might come under the Western Command. The Western Command has its headquarters in New Delhi, whereas the Central Command has its headquarters in Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. This Air Defense Command will bring all the air assets of the Indian Air Force, Indian Navy and Indian Army. It will be a tri-service Air Defense Command. So this will always synergize the efforts of all the 3 services of the Indian military, and it will always improve the operationalization and the effectiveness of our armed forces. Going through with the next important defense update is that Prime Minister Modi has addressed the seminar on Atmanirbhar Bharat in defense manufacturing. Regarding that, he complimented Defense Minister Shri Rajnath Singh and his entire team for working on a mission mode and taking relentless efforts. And the Prime Minister also said that the objective of achieving self-reliance in defense production will definitely gain momentum from the seminar that was conducted yesterday. Also, I would like to give you very important inputs regarding this particular seminar. The Prime Minister remarked that a sense of confidence in the defense sector is essential for building a modern and self-reliant India. Decisions such as appointment of Chief of Defence Staff, which were pending for decades, have been taken now, which reflects confidence of a new India. Appointment of CDS has resulted in a better synergy and coordination among the three forces and has helped in scaling up of the defence procurement. Similarly, he highlighted that the opening of the defence sector by permitting 74% foreign direct investment via automatic route reflects the confidence of a new India. He also said that steps such as earmarking a part of the capital budget for domestic procurement, 101 items for domestic procurement, will encourage and give a fillip to domestic defence industries. Prime Minister also said that the government is working on speeding up the procurement process, streamlining the system of the testing, etc. And he also spoke about corporatization of ordnance factories, and he said once completed it will strengthen both workers and also the defense sector. That is it regarding the important Atmanirbhar Bharat address that was given by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Going through with the next important information is regarding the Kavkaz 2020. All you should know about the military exercises where India will attend on Russia's invite. So this is very important information, and this is was I was discussing with you in the introduction session. Now what is this exercise? This is a strategic command post exercise. Okay, so Kavkaz 2020 is a strategic command post exercise. This is also known as the Caucasus 2020 exercise also. Okay, now this can also be called as war games, and the word Kavkaz is derived as a modern variant of Caucasus or Caucasia. Previously we used to call it as Caucasus exercise, but now it is named as Kavkaz as a modern derivative name of it. And the meaning of the Caucasus is it is an area. It is an area which includes the which is between Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. Okay, the area between Black Sea and Caspian Sea is known as the area of Caucasus, wherein which the countries like Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, and southwestern Russia are present. Okay. Going through in detail regarding this particular exercise, this will be conducted from 15th September 2020 to 26th of September 2020. Please remember the dates. The Kavkaz 2020 exercise will be conducted from 15th to 26th of September 2020, and it will be conducted at Dongus training ranges in Russia's Orenburg area. Okay, reports say that Indian contingent will include 160 personnel from army along with 40 troops of Indian Air Force and 2 naval officers. Okay, it would be around 202 approximately number of people from the Indian contingent, 160 from the army, 40 from the Indian Air Force, and 2 will be from the Indian Navy as the observers. The exercise is being held at Astrakhan province of southern Russia, where member countries of Shanghai Cooperation Organization, that means SCO, and Central Asian countries would be participating. We have to know what all are the important countries that are participating in this particular exercise. If we go through the participating nations, they include Russia, Mongolia, India, China, Pakistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Mongolia, Syria, Iran, Egypt, Belarus, Turkey, Armenia, Abkhazia, South Ossetia, Azerbaijan, and Turkmenistan. All of these are the important nations that are participating in this Kavkaz 2020 exercise. If there is any more important information that I missed out, I will be very happy if you mention in the comment section also. And if there are any more, if you need much more information regarding this particular exercise, I would request you to download our Android app, wherein which you get the free PDF study material. So in that study material, the complete information regarding this particular exercise and what are the specialities of the important defense deals that are being done through this particular exercise are also mentioned there. I will discuss regarding this particular exercise if there are any more important inputs in the coming updates. Going through with the next important update, it's about Defense Minister has launched an app for the NCC cadets, and this app is known as DG NCC Training App. It aims to provide NCC cadets all training materials including syllabus, training videos, and frequently asked questions on one platform. Okay, now this NCC app has been made interactive by including a query option also. Using that query option, if any particular NCC cadet has any doubts regarding this NCC or any particular activities or syllabus related questions regarding NCC, they will be very happy to ask here regarding this particular query option. Along with Rajnath Singh, who's a defense minister, the defense secretary Ajay Kumar, Director General of NCC Lieutenant General Rajiv Chopra, and other civil and military officials of the ministry were also present on this occasion of the launching of this particular NCC app. Going through with the next important defense update is about Indo-Japan Mutual Logistics Pact can enable navies access to Djibouti and Andamans. Now this is regarding the acquisition and cross servicing agreement ACSA. Okay, this is very important agreement that is going to be signed between the Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And this agreement is known as ACSA. I would like to reiterate the full form. It is Acquisition and Cross Servicing Agreement. This is expected to be concluded at next month annual summit between PM Narendra Modi and his Japanese counterpart Shinzo Abe, and this would give the Indian Navy access to Japanese military base Djibouti. According to this particular important pact, Indian Navy will get an access to Japanese military base in Djibouti, and Japanese Navy will get an access to the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which is the base of the Indian Army, Indian Navy also. Andaman and Nicobar is a joint tri-service command of the Indian Armed Forces. So Japanese Navy will get an access to our Andaman and Nicobar Islands regarding its particular trade and other important socio-political and other military important agreements that are going to be done there. And India will get an access to the Djibouti military base. Djibouti is a very, very important country. If you go through the map of the Djibouti, Djibouti is wedged between the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea and is a natural gatekeeper to a vital and extremely bustling sea lane. The base in Djibouti is the Japanese Self-Defense Forces' first full-scale long-term overseas base. Similarly, Andaman and Nicobar is critical for the Japanese Navy in the Bay of Bengal region. The acquisition and cross-services agreement aims to expand the Indo-Japanese strategic partnership amid an ambitious China whose aggression has unnerved many countries in Asia. Going through with the next important defense information is regarding also that acquisition and cross services agreement will require the armed forces of India and Japan to help each other with logistics support, including food, water, billet, transport, petroleum, oils, lubricants, clothing, communications, medical services, base support and storage, use of facilities, training services, spare parts, repair and maintenance, and airport and seaport services. All of these will be provided, and all of these are the most important points that are discussed regarding this acquisitions and cross-servicing agreement between both the important countries. Now, the next important information is regarding that Defense Ministry is to release the second list of the banned imports to boost domestic production. Previous days we were discussing about the list of the banned imports to the boost domestic production, but now another important list is also going to be released by the Defense Ministry, and this will have many items, and 3 services are being consulted for the preparation of arms and smaller items which can be produced and procured from within the country itself. The first of such lists were released on August of 9th. I am very happy if you also have gone through the important defense updates that I discussed on August 9th. So according to that, after this particular important 101 items that were released about the ban about those items, now another important list of items might also get released very soon. This is estimated that the contracts worth almost 4 lakh crore will be allocated to the domestic defense industry within the next 6 to 7 years as a direct result of the Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. The next important information is regarding S-400 missile systems. The first S-400 unit will be delivered from Russia by Russia to our country by the end of 2021. This is what that was discussed, and the same information was given by the representative of Russian Federal Service for Military Technical Cooperation, and he said at this particular notion at Army 2020 Expo at Kubinka outside Moscow. Going through with the next important defense update is about the massive Chinese buildup along the LAC. The People's Liberation Army is building a brigade-sized garrison that includes 6 battalion area headquarters and an administration area, more than 600 vehicle and equipment sheds. Where is it building actually? It is building at Gyanse, which is in Tibet. Okay, it is in Tibet area, which appears to be meant for the ground forces. The construction was already started in January 2020 and it might complete by the spring of 2021. So all the Indian armed forces are very, very alerted regarding this particular movement by the Chinese. Going through the next important information is regarding India is to order 2 more Israeli Falcon eyes in the sky for 1 billion regarding Ladakh face-off. What is this Falcon? Falcon is actually an AWACS system, also known as the Airborne Early Warning and Control System. So India had a plan to procure these particular systems from Israel, but it stopped taking these because it was very, very costly at that time. But after a lot of negotiation between both Israeli government and the Indian government, India has now sought out to buy these particular important AWACS systems with a cost of $1 billion. It is going to buy 2 important Israeli Falcon eyes in the sky AWACS systems, and this is said by the sources on Wednesday that 2 AWACS will be considering for the acquisitions, and this particular system will be mounted on Russian Ilyushin-76 heavy lift aircraft. Is all set to get the final note from the Cabinet Committee on Security after extensive interministerial consultations. This will be delivered to our country in the next 3 to 4 years from the Israel. Going through with the next important information is that Indian Armed Forces are committed to handhold domestic defense industry. This is said by General Bipin Rawat. In an address at seminar on promoting the domestic defense industry, General Rawat said that nothing will give the armed forces greater satisfaction than fighting and coming out victorious in wars with indigenous technology and equipment. I repeat what he said. Nothing will give the armed forces greater satisfaction than fighting and coming out victorious in wars with indigenous technology and equipment. He also elaborated on various policy initiatives by government to promote the domestic defense industry, and he spoke a lot of important information and various other important strategic current affairs that are going to be considered from the defense sector side, and he gave all the important inputs and he gave very important measures that are to be taken and followed up for the better future and a safer security of our own country. Going through with the next important information is that Thai envoy announces the Royal Thai Army's purchase of 600 Tata Motors defense trucks. Tata Motors is that particular company which is providing a lot of countries its important vehicles. So the Royal Thai Army is also in the process of completing its purchase of over 600 Tata LPTM L3 trucks. They are rugged and easy to maintain. Okay, apart from being a leading supplier of mobility solutions to the Indian Army, Navy, Air Force and various other paramilitary forces, Tata Motors also exports its range of specialized defense vehicles to the South Asian Association of the Regional Cooperation, the SAARC countries, ASEAN countries, African nations and United Nations peacekeeping forces in the conflict zones in Africa. That is it regarding the important defense updates for today. Now we will have a very quick review about going through some of the most important questions as I discuss every time. So today we will discuss many questions. So the first and foremost question is, CAFCAS 2020 will take place on 15th to 26th of September 2020. You should always remember this particular date. It is from 15th to 26th of September 2020. The next important question is, CAFCAS 2020 will take place at which area of Russia? It will take place at Dongus training ranges in Orenburg. The next question is, which among these countries does not take part in CAFCAS 2020? Among all of these countries, United Arab Emirates is not that country which is participating in CAFCAS 2020. Going through with the next important question is, Defense Minister launches which app for online training of National Cadet Corps cadets? He has launched the app which is known as the DGNC training. Going through with the next important question is, the ACSA, also known as the Acquisition and Cross-Servicing Agreement, commonly referred to as Mutual Logistic Services Pact between both Japan and India. It will permit the Indian Navy to access which Japanese base? It will permit our Navy to access the Djibouti base, which is very important and strategic base at the Horn of Africa. Going through with the next important question is, the Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force or JSDF would be permitted to use India's military installations from the ACSA Pact. Which particular important islands are those? They are the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, going through with the next important question is, Russia has said that the first regiment of S-400 anti-air system will be delivered to India by the end of 2021. Okay, the next important question is, India is now finally going to seal the long pending around $1 billion deal to acquire 2 more which airborne warning and control system aircraft from Israel? That system is the Falcon system. Going through with the next important question is, the Israeli Falcon early warning radar system will be mounted on which particular aircraft? It will be mounted on Ilyushin-76 heavy lift aircraft. So Falcon AWACS will be fitted on Ilyushin-76 heavy lift aircraft. The next important question is, Thai envoy announces the Royal Thai Army's purchase of 600 defense trucks from which Indian company? It is from the company of the Tata Motors. That is it regarding the important questions. And now we will have the question of the day. And the question of the day for today is, who is India's first female military diplomat who joined the Indian embassy in Russia as the deputy air attaché? I repeat the question, who is India's first military diplomat who joined the Indian embassy in Russia as the deputy air attaché? The answer for this and the explanation for it I will be giving you in the next session. Until then, please stay tuned to SSB Crack Exam, subscribe to this channel, download our Android app from Google Play Store. Please continue your preparation for the defense examination in a very detailed and in a very proper way. I hope that our app and our courses are helping you a lot. For more information, please download the app. Always stay safe, stay healthy. Jai Hind.